Here's a look at the trailer we're going to build out today. We're going to throw a rooftop tent up top and build out a kitchen galley below. First, we're going to cut the verticals off this rack and make space for the tent. After capping these with plastic end caps, we were able to drill through the frame and mount the tent. When we bought the trailer, the axle was mounted on top of the leaf springs, so we decided to pull it out and put it on the bottom for a little extra clearance and a little more stuff going off-road.
Yeah, we really need to cut this off. Oh yeah. Sweet. Chop that, just make it like flush here.
Also had some strap stuff down hooks on here that we didn't need, so we cut those off. For the base, we used a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood on top of some runners to avoid any moisture buildup. We have 60-inch sliders here that we'll be installing for the main drawer. They don't quite reach the end of the trailer, so we decided to build a box in that space for storage. So we'll get into that next here. Next up, we're going to rip some walls to attach the drawer slides to. Again, we're just going to assemble this section with pocket holes. That way we can take it apart again if we decide we don't like it and want to reconfigure it. Here I'm just using the level to make sure this wall is as flat as possible. That way we don't have any binding on the main drawer when we're pulling it out. And finally throwing on that drawer slide. Here's the second wall for the main drawer. It's just going to be half the entire compartment. Next, we're going to make a slide for this fridge. That way we can pull it out from underneath the tent to open it. Here we're just rejiggering a tie down to be able to screw into the original screw hole of the fridge to be able to lash it down to the slide so it doesn't bounce around all over the place. Doing it this way allowed us to retain usage of the handle as we pull it out. Here we're attaching a 4-gallon road shower. This is the pressurized water system we're going to use for the main faucet. This is the assembly of the main drawer. Again, we just used pocket holes to put this together. Here we spent some time just playing around with the proposed layout to make sure that we like the ergonomics of it. The sink's going to come out on another internal drawer slide, and in this space we're kind of figuring out how the burner is going to sit on top of the plumbing for the sink. And underneath this space we're going to have another drawer that runs out adjacent to the main cabinet. And in this section, decided we'd do some cooking storage on a coffee table hinge. Here we are installing that coffee table hinge. A little trick for doing this is putting some double-sided tape on the surface and then pressing it down and then opening it slowly, and hopefully that hinge will come up with you to be able to screw in. Here we're putting in the drawer slides for that front slide for the sink. That slide's gonna come out internally underneath the main food prep area. Pacing through a little test run here. Everything's taking shape. For the main food prep area, we just used some aluminum flashing glued down to a piece of plywood, which we then trimmed out with some more aluminum. Here we're drilling a hole for the faucet, which we're gonna plumb here through the side, and we're gonna use a quick connect system to be able to attach this to the pressurized water. Here we're cutting a slot for the small silverware drawer. We used pre-finished plywood for this entire drawer, which made it really nice not have to worry about finishing it after we were done. Here we're cutting a slot for the 2-burner stove. We had originally ordered a Dometic burner, but with a pandemic and supply chains and whatnot, we didn't get it in within, I think, 6 or 7 months. So we went with this cheap Amazon stove, and it's entirely regrettable. This thing is garbage. I'll leave a link in the description so you don't buy it. It just had all kinds of issues. We had to get a custom regulator for it, and yeah, it still doesn't work super well. Here we're punching in through the sides of the trailer. We're gonna mount the propane holster here. Click. Got an 8-pound tank, also got that on Amazon.
Solved.
We got a couple jack stands on Amazon to stabilize the back when the drawer is out. They weren't quite long enough, so we decided to kind of cut both of them off and assemble them together. So that's the original length there, and then this is what it looks like with the jumbo leg.
What was the rule about bacon? Just remember it, I think.
If it sounds like bacon, it's good. If you smell bacon, you're on fire.
Hey, how we looking?
Oh, it's pro.
Never would have known it was extended.
You can't be serious.
What time? Oh, it's game time.
Yeah. And just like that, we got it whipped. And so the only thing left to do is take it out for a test run. If you enjoyed this build, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching.